Very good morning, everyone. Today is August 26th. Happy Janmashtami. If you're celebrating Krishna's birthday, I believe. And today is mid-cap Nifty expiry. As I said last week, I'm not planning to trade mid-cap Nifty today, but then I will definitely look at how the market would shape up today. And let's see. I think there were a couple of global events over the last 2 days, right? So the first is last 3 days rather. So there was a Powell's speech on Friday evening, India time at about 7 or 7:30, and then that definitely was positive. And then over the weekend there was some bit of a war situation in Israel. I think let's look at how this would perhaps would impact the markets, and then also I will also talk about what could be my prediction for this monthly expiry. So monthly expiry, I'm not planning to trade very actively, but then I will look at if there is an opportunity. I will do some small trades, but then not definitely wanted to get into monthly expiry because they are quite volatile, not worth losing money there. So that's the main intention. But let's go back to what happened on Friday. So Friday evening, as I said, there was a Powell speech. I thought I'll spend about 5 minutes to quickly take you through uh, a quick summary. The summary was positive, but then I looked at the speech was about 17 minutes, and also there was transcript available. Obviously, I took help from ChatGPT to take the summary and then present it back to you. The first one is there is definitely positive note on the economy recovery. So this is for US market. A lot of times what would happen is we are as a country, we all have some dependence on other countries, right? So but then India has a lot of dependence on US. That's where I'll not say 100%, but then there is a definitely 60 to 70% correlation with the US markets and Japanese markets. So having said that, economy recovery, inflation has declined quite significantly. I think it's about 2.5 or 4 right now. In fact, I have a chart I'm going to present there. That is definitely a positive news. And perhaps this is probably the lowest inflation after the COVID-19 pandemic in US. The second one is monetary policy. So monetary policy is definitely balancing between supply and demand. When it's a supply, it's basically what we produce in the country or what we really make the things available to the uh, residents of the country. It could be automobiles, it could be anything that they eat, so on and so forth. And as I think most of you, if you're following US markets, there were definitely some measures were taken to increase the rates, and then so that you will be able to really reduce the inflation, etc. So in the labor market, there is definitely some bit of an unemployment, but however, Powell suggested saying that there is it's I think I would say it's a flattish. There is definitely some bit of a hope, but at the same time, the employment rate is not raising very significantly. So that is also one of the factors that would really define US market. Last but not least, inflation expectations are also varying quite a bit. But I think the summary, what happened was over the period of time, I think Fed planning to reduce the rate by about 2%. That may not, everything may not happen on September because there are also elections in November. So it could be some percentage in September and then perhaps after the elections. On that note, let me quickly take you through three things here, right? So the first one is generally, if you take any economy, there are three things that I believe are going to really strongly impact. One is the inflation. So yes, inflation, as I said, about 2.4%. Also, as you can see in this particular chart, right? So it actually picked up during the COVID time, and then slowly it definitely fell down drastically. Other than inflation, there is one more thing that would definitely impact is the rate cut. In RBI, we have the CPR and then the SLR, some of these measures, right? So RBI also does the rate cuts. So when it comes to Fed, right now it is about 5.5, and then the rate did not change middle of 2023. And then as you can see, during the COVID time, the rate was almost like 0.25%, which is pretty much close to zero, which means that If you go to bank, you get a loan for about 0.25 interest, which is absolutely negligible. So I think even in India also that point of time the rate cuts were increased, but not close to zero. If I remember correctly, about 4 or 4.5% in India, but in US it's about 0.25%. So I think it's very important for you to understand. Usually, when the economy is not so great, what would happen is obviously banks have a lot of money, right? So when you reduce the rate cut, people will go to bank and then take the money, and then they tend to spend. When they tend to spend, obviously somebody has to produce. That's where it's going to have a positive impact in the economy. Last but not least, unemployment rate also is actually picked up during the COVID time, about 15%. And then obviously after that, it slowed down right now. As I said earlier, in this particular point, unemployment rate is a bit of a flattish to increasing. So it's about 4.5 or 6 or whatever that number. So this is also slowly increasing. So I think overall, these are all the numbers from US market. So again, the overall commentary has been quite positive to flattish right now. But then September rate cut, I think, probably is going to be imminent. Once if that happens, then I think there is going to be some bit of a bullishness in the markets. So having said that, Friday. One second, let me go back to Friday. US markets have increased quite a bit, and I think I need to move this to. All right. So these are all the global markets, and Friday, as I said, Nasdaq has quite a bit of an up move, and I was speaking to my friends in US, and then pretty much most of the stocks have they are showing the bullish nature. But then obviously this is not the all-time high for Nasdaq. I think all-time high for Nasdaq is about 80. Yeah, you can see 18,671. But right now, I think there are about close to about 800 points down from the all-time high. But I think eventually we will see if it is going to really reach there or not. Gift Nifty is definitely some bit of a positiveness, but then I think that we also have all-time high about 20. No, the Gift Nifty. One second, I think that's not right. Let me go. So if we go to Nifty, the all-time high is definitely not that, right? So let me go to Nifty. All-time high is this one, which was about 1st of August, close to about 25,093. But however, it actually closed at about 25,010. I think for now we can consider all-time high as 25,010, or which is 25,000. So we'll have to really look at whether it's going to really cross the all-time high by Friday or Thursday, which is my view very rare scenario. This is basically a linear regression of about 91% correlation. And then if I put my cursor here about Thursday, it is actually showing 24,823. But I think we can consider 25,000 as the highest resistance at that point of time. I'm not expecting it's going to be much of an impact. I think again, I'm not a war expert, but then generally what would happen is markets do not react to the same news twice or more than. Probably twice is fine, but then 3 times it will not, because Israel war has been going from last year October, right? So I think my view, markets wouldn't react drastically. That's what I think. But I think if we really look at Asian markets also, not much of an impact, right? So Japanese market, I think this is probably their internal thing. But then generally, if you look at other Asian markets, they were absolutely quite, if not very bullish, but they are not bearish as well, right? So they are flat to bullish, I would say. And then overall, I think it's going to be, my view, there could be some gap up, and then after that it's going to be flat. That's what my guess today, but we'll have to see how the market would really shape up today. I think if I go to MACD or MACD, so there was definitely one bit of a green here after almost like how many days from after 11th July, right? So this is the one green histogram here, which is after so long time. I think that is definitely positive news. And then I think having said that, There are no results this month, and pretty much results are done. And this week and next month is going to be, my view, very calm until unless there is some manipulation here and there. But I'm not expecting there's going to be massive impact out there. I think so. Let me go back to mid cap Nifty very quickly, and I'll get rid of this. 1 second. Let me put 15 minutes. So today, mid cap Nifty expiry, as I said, right? So this is this is the expiry timeline, and then I think it is actually showing, let's say, about 78% correlation, and then top is about 13,240. But I think probably I'm expecting it's going to be somewhere here, 13,150 or so, which is the previous peak was about 13,100. I think the very rarely it's going to really cross this. But do check these numbers as the market progress. Sometimes mid cap Nifty is very easy to manipulate, but I think if we go with the theory, that's what it is. But then if somebody tends to manipulate, but we definitely can't help. And as I have been saying earlier, so this got a massive correlation with the mid cap Nifty. So keep an eye on in hotel. That's definitely important. And mid cap Nifty for now, I would say it's going to expire below 13,100. That's basically the previous peak, and it's very low probability it's going to really go and then hit that previous peak. I think that's all. 1 second. 1 second. I'll reshare the screen in a moment. So I do not do BankX at all. But I mean, I did only once, and then I made some money. But then I generally do not do BankX. So today I might do mostly Nifty, but not necessarily mid cap Nifty. But the mid cap Nifty, if I see an opportunity, I might do some trades here and there. But then I'm not expecting to really play hard there. Give me 1 second. I'm actually sharing my screen. So all right. So let's look at open interest very quickly. So open interest, let's look at Nifty open interest. Definitely there is a good amount of resistance at 25,000, and if this breaks, the next resistance about 25,500. But I think there is very rare probability it's going to go and then hit here. The reason is, as I said, all-time high itself is about 25,000, and then until unless there is a massive trigger, I'm not expecting Nifty to really go there. And maybe, I'm not sure if these guys have BankX. Yeah, they do have BankX. BankX, it shows 59,000. As I said, I do not track BankX quite actively, but then I'll see if I want to do one CEO only trade today. But let's see. But let me go to mid cap Nifty. Mid cap Nifty is very straightforward, and then there is a massive resistance at 13,100. As I said, that my view, this is going to most probable number, even if it goes here and there. I do not have any number on the bottom, but then I would say below 13,100. That is also the fact that it is the peak that could reach on Thursday. But after that, I don't think it tried once again on Friday, but I don't think it's really sustained. There was quite a bit of a massive down move from there. And then there is the only one caution that I want to make is right now from the linear regression perspective, this is at the bottom side of the channel. So there could be some bit of a reversal, but just be cautious. So I, again, blindly do not do short 13,100. So do have a quick watch as soon as the market opens and then see if it makes sense for you. I think that's the mid cap Nifty, and then the bank Nifty generally is showing again good resistance 51,000, and then after that it's going to 52,000. But bank Nifty anyway, there is not going to be an expiry today, so we need to wait for another 2 days, and then I think that's all. That's the market outlook at this point of time. So if see, I do have open positions on Nifty, right? So as soon as market opens, I'm going to close this buy position. I'm expecting, as I said, a gap up 24,000 CE, which is a in the money position. So this is basically I factored into the Powell speech on Friday, If the market opens up, I'll simply close. I'm not going to touch any of these things. I might probably make some money on PE. In fact, I might probably exit these two as soon as the market opens and then make some money. And then I will be in the losses on the CE position. So, but however, I will hold this for some time and then see how it goes. And then when the market cools down, I will probably again enter the PE position. That's a plan for today. And as I promised in yesterday live stream, I will, as soon as I make some changes, I will make the video then and there, and then maybe I will collate everything and then release that video at the end of that week, so that in case if somebody wants to understand how these adjustments are done, that would be very useful. Again, these adjustments, as I said, as I have been saying, right? So it's the only intention is to not to make money. It is also one of the way to do the risk management. So I think the moment you do risk management, the moment you do reduce the losses, my view profits would come automatically. And if you are trading for all the 12 months for the positional trade, do not expect that you will make money in all the 12 months, right? There would be 1 or 2 months you might end up losing money, even if you do best adjustments in the world, but you will end up losing money, because nobody can really beat or estimate or forecast how the market would behave. So that's absolutely impossible. So we'll have to take that as a factor. My view, I think overall, on an average, if you're able to get about 3% or 3 to 4% in a month from positional trades, that's my view is a great return. That it's a 3% itself is 36%. So I started this a systematic positional trade starting from July, if you're following me. So far we got about I think 6% and 6%, about 12% so far in last couple of 2 months. And no, so I can't say 12%. So 6%, 12%. Obviously, it's a month, right? So, but then as I said, it's some months we might probably end up losing money. So if I have 12 months, 12%, probably in a month I can afford to lose about 3 to 4%, and then probably next month I wanted to make some money. So that's how these things would work. All right, I think that's all for the outlook for today. And this is one trade, and I'm going to do this is an angel broking. But as I said, if I get some bit of a confidence on mid cap Nifty is very volatile. And last time I traded, last week I did not trade, but then before that I traded, I was in losses on mid cap Nifty, mainly because there was a sudden reversal and then I ended up losing money. So let's see, even if I short this 13,100 with some hedge here. Um, uh, yeah, it's still about 3.3%, but let's look at I will do a bit of a it is tempting, to be honest. So 3.3% is quite massive in a day. But let's see, I'm not going to put all the money in the intraday today. I'm actually thinking, even if I do, let's say 13,200. Yeah, still it is 1.3%. That is also a good number. And this also gives about 2%. Let's say if mid cap Nifty opens at about 13,000, there is a fair chance there's going to some pullback. But then this going again 2% up is where I think probably I will start somewhere here and then see. I'll do some small trades and then see. So MVP Trader, you can actually look at the recording as soon as this is done. So I did share. So my view for today, to summary, it's going to be bullish to flat, so not necessarily super bearish. That's what I would think, and let's see how the day would really progress. And if I get time, I might do some live trade in the middle of the day, and I will not be able to say time right now, but I will give it a try. I can't promise, but then in case if I'm doing, I'll probably tell in 15 days in advance. 15 minutes in advance. All right then. Have a great remaining day, and then happy Janmashtami if you're celebrating, and see you all tomorrow. I will stay on online for about 2 minutes, and if you have any questions, you can simply put in the comments, and then I will wind up at about 8:53 or so. All right, I think there are no questions, and have a great remaining day. Bye bye.